from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
I'd feel more safe at like a valley fair, you know, where the rides are more built into the ground.
At least 10 injuries have been reported since 2012 on rides operated by Murphy Brothers Exposition, and you can add another one to the list. Good evening and thanks for joining us.
The latest turned a fun day at the Red River Valley Fair into a terrifying experience for a child who was thrown from a ride onto the pavement. The mom posting a picture to Facebook, questioning the safety of these rides and her trust in those who operate them. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric does a safety check on the rides that thousands will strap onto in the coming days.
2 people with injuries to their face, 3 people with injuries to their shoulders, and 5 with injuries to their back.
When rides go up in the state of North Dakota, they're inspected by the electrical inspectors from the state out of Bismarck. Okay. We have health inspection, fire inspection, and then we also have our own OSHA gentleman.
Bazunas is with Murphy Brothers Expositions, an Oklahoma-based carnival ride company. Murphy Brothers has been operating the rides in West Fargo since 2009.
The odd bumps and bruises are going to happen on certain things, and basically what we find and seen over the years on our midways here is basically it's rider participation.
Bazunas says most mishaps happen when a rider stands up when they shouldn't or rocks the machine they're in. Another area of concern, the ride operators. Last September at the New Mexico State Fair, a worker was accused of fondling a teen girl.
Times in our industry that you do hire some labor, and I believe the gentleman was a local from Albuquerque, New Mexico. I wasn't familiar with that, but nothing arose out of it.
I'm pretty confident that, you know, nothing would happen, but some people I know probably would be uncomfortable.
Kiana Carnop was enjoying the fair with her little sister. Safety concerns, she says, are always at the back of her mind as she awaits her turn.
These rides, they take them down and put them back up again every year. I trust them enough to ride them, but they're not my favorite.
In the wake of Tuesday's incident, others lining up at the fairgrounds may share the same feeling. Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
Fair officials say this is the first time there has been an injury on one of the rides. The young boy was sent to the emergency room for x-rays and when we last checked is doing just fine. We are told that the rides are inspected every day for any potential problems.
Some people in North Fargo say they are worried about their safety. With 2 murders in the past month, the police department is opening up a discussion tonight, inviting the community to talk about their crime concerns. Valley News Team's Christine Stamwood talked with a mother who will be attending tonight's meeting. Christine?
I spoke with Kira Derby, who lives right in the center of where both of the murders happened. As a mother of 3 young children, she's fully aware of the violence that's happening just a couple blocks from where she lives. Now, Kira explains to me that she wants to feel protected within her neighborhood, not only for her sake, but for her children as well. Tonight, she's going to the police department's meeting with her fiance, and she wants to know if these murders were random or if they were planned.
Just trying to find out if it's something we actually need to be worried about, if there's like actual gangs and stuff coming into town, you know, with everything that's going on with the Bakken oil fields and stuff. I want to make sure that that's not now coming and leaking into Fargo, because it's always been a great town to live in, but I'm more worried that it's starting to be going downhill.
And I also talked with Lieutenant Mike Mitchell with Fargo Police, and he tells me the department will be answering questions and giving the community crime statistics for the area. If you'd like to go, the meeting is at 7 o'clock tonight at Roosevelt Elementary School. Mayor Mahoney and Commissioner Sobolek will also take a few minutes to address the plans they have to keep the city safe.
All right, thank you very much, Christine. For more coverage from this crime discussion, Valley News Team's Bradford Eric will bring you reaction tonight on Valley News Live 10 at 10.
My lawn sure appreciated the rain earlier today, but there's been more serious rumblings in other parts of the valley. Let's find out about tonight's forecast from Hutch.
All right, thanks so much, Mike. We do have some strong storms that we are tracking through the northern valley right now near the Marshall County area of Minnesota and Walsh County, North Dakota. Now, a new warning has been issued because the storm is kind of steering out of the original box. So we're looking at the Minto area now under the threat of this strong storm moving towards Poland and the Forest River area in the upcoming half of an hour. Large hail continues to be the primary threat with this cell. Could be producing upwards of 1 to 1.5 inch diameter hail as it moves south at 14 miles per hour. It looks like that hail core itself is actually heading in the general direction of Minto right now. So as the storm approaches, make sure you seek shelter in that interior room, stay away from windows. And again, this storm has shown some weak signs of rotation throughout the evening as it marches its way south. Now, we're also monitoring storms west of Grand Forks on Highway 2. They'll continue to move east-southeast, but they're a long way from Grand Forks if they make it. Finley, a weaker thunder shower making its way towards you. I think we stay quiet in the FM area. We'll continue to track the storms elsewhere. Expect upper 60s and low 70s across the board this evening. Your hour-by-hour forecast is coming up here in a few minutes. Mike?
I know you'll keep us posted. Thanks.
Well, a deadly amoeba infection has many parents talking today after a 14-year-old became critically ill after developing a rare infection from swimming in a Minnesota lake. Minnesota Department of Health officials say it happened 2 hours from the Fargo Moorhead area at Lake Minnewaska in Pope County. Officials say that Hunter Botain is suffering from a severe brain infection caused by an amoeba. It's commonly found in freshwater and soil worldwide. Only 35 cases have happened in the U.S. since 2005. This is the third case in Minnesota in the past 5 years. Local parents say that they won't let it completely stop them from taking part in swimming activities, but it's now something to be aware of.
I think we'll be a lot more proactive in investigating to see, if they've done any testing or not in those lakes to make sure that my kids aren't exposed to things like that, because my kids are very precious to me and I would not want something to happen to them.
Early symptoms of amoeba infection are similar to bacterial meningitis. You can reduce the risk of infection by wearing a nose clip when swimming or playing in warm water.
Still no cause from an early morning hotel fire. It happened at the Biltmore Hotel around 3:30 this morning. It was a small fire in an interior wall that was being remodeled. Guests were evacuated for a short time until the all clear was given. No damage estimate has been released, but the Biltmore is back in business.
The lawyer for a Cedar Rapids, Iowa man charged with robbing a downtown Fargo hotel and shooting at police says the case may end up in federal court. Eric Webb was in state court today where he's facing robbery and gun charges. Webb was shot by a Fargo police officer shortly after the holdup in early June. His bail is $500,000. A man facing charges in connection with a beating death in Fargo has pleaded not guilty. 44-year-old Clayton Lockwood is facing manslaughter charges in connection with the death of 54-year-old Mario Perez. Perez was found unconscious in his apartment on the floor with severe injuries to his head and face. He later died from his injuries. Lockwood's next court appearance is scheduled for August 5th.
Grand Forks and the University of North Dakota working together to make the city a place for young people to stay and play. They're planning development of vibrancy districts, areas that are enhanced to be attractive to young adults. One might be located here along 42nd Street on the west side of the campus, another on campus, and one downtown. The vibrancy districts could include more coffee shops, restaurants, and centers for entrepreneurs.
Whether it's artistic, whether it's entrepreneurial type centers, where we can keep folks that start at UND, they can begin working here in Grand Forks, and then hopefully start businesses.
Planners also want a better transportation service between UND and downtown. They want to have a master plan completed by the end of this year.
A groundbreaking ceremony is underway for a new Veterans Memorial Park in Grand Forks. The new park will be located next to the roundabout, just northwest of Columbia Mall. Today's groundbreaking marks the beginning of a fundraising effort, hoping to raise $1.6 million for the park. Its main focal point will be a memorial wall. So far, $50,000 has been raised for the $1.6 million project. If you'd like to donate to this, we have more information online. Go to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. Are you doing anything this weekend? Well, you might want to do this. Wheel of Fortune is coming to Fargo, and you can be a contestant. The Wheelmobile event is this Saturday and Sunday. It's sponsored by Shooting Star Casino and will take place at Shields Arena this weekend. Doors open at 11 a.m. For details and rules, visit our website, valleynewslive.com. There's a banner at the top of our homepage.
I was there the last time the Wheelmobile came around to town, and the crowds were excited.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah. Later on Valley News Live at 6, are you interested in saving someone's life? We hope so, and we will tell you how.
We have isolated thunderstorms making their way through the Red River Valley this evening. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for the Northern Valley. I'll have details in your hour-by-hour forecast coming up right after this.